All right, you can't make this up on this story that I want to talk about on today. So, this CNN article where Atlanta school under federal investigation after allegations principal assigned black students to classes based on race.
Bruh, bruh, bruh.
So let's get right into it. So the Department of Education's Office for Civil Rights has launched an investigation into an Atlanta public elementary school after allegations the principal was assigning black students to certain classes. Now, in the letter provided to CNN, the Office for Civil Rights said it will investigate allegation of discrimination based on race and whether Atlanta public schools subjected students at the school to different treatments based on race. It will also look into whether this district retaliated against the complaint. Now, the Office of Civil Rights launched its investigation November 14th, according to a letter sent from the Department of Education to Atlanta Public Schools. The inquiry by the federal government comes more than a year after a black mother filed a civil rights complaint with the office saying her children's elementary school placed black students in separate classrooms from their peers based on their race. Now, we're not even done yet. Now, in a September 2021 interview with CNN, parent Keela Posey, who has two children at Mary Lynn Elementary School, alleged that during the 2020-2021 school year, Principal Sharon Briscoe designated two second grade classes for black students without the consents of families. This is her picture right here. Now, while white students were able to be placed among all six second grade classes, Posey and Briscoe are both black. Now, that's a shocker. Now, let's read the story again. According to initial complaint filed by Posey, right here, Posey, the assistant principal at the school admitted in a recorded phone conversation in August of 2020 that she was aware of the class separation Briscoe created, noting class lists are always tough and that she wished the school had more black children. The district's chief academic officer also acknowledged in a recorded conversation in March 2021 that Briscoe admitted to designating classes for black students, the complaint states. Now, Posey told CNN's John Berman in September of 2021 that she found out about the school's practice when she requested her child to be placed in a certain teacher's class. Now, this is something that happens all the time. This is not unusual. Briscoe, she said, told her that that was not a black class and that her daughter would not have anyone who looks like her in the classroom. Now, the question I want to pose to my audience, um, would you have a problem if you took your child to an all-white classroom? I want you to post in the comments and let me know, because that's very important to point out here, is that this particular parent wanted her child to have other children that look like them, and that's what she felt comfortable with. Would you have a problem if you sent your child to an all-white classroom? Now, after Posey filed her complaint, Ian Smith, who heads the Atlanta Public Schools Office of Communications and Public Engagement, told CNN that the district conducted a review of the allegations and that appropriate actions were taken to address the issue and the matter was closed. Now, Smith added that Atlanta Public Schools does not condone the assigning of students to classrooms based on race. Here you have right here, this is Maryland Elementary School Principal Sharon Briscoe right here, another black lady. Now, on Tuesday, Posey told CNN that she launched a second complaint on August the 29th, 2022, after she was fired from her role as an after-school care provider for the district, claiming her firing was retaliation for raising the issue of segregation. Now, let me stop right there. How many of you have been in a situation on a job and you have raised suspicion of some type of racism that is happening on your job, in your department, and you have faced some type of pushback or retaliation for speaking up against inequality or speaking up for things that are not right, far as from a racial perspective on your place of work. Now, let's go ahead and finish the story up. Her husband, who was the school psychologist at Maryland, also left the school. Now, responding to the claims, the district sent CNN a statement that read that Atlanta Public Schools has received notice from OCR that a complaint was filed, and the district is following OCR's process, given that this matter is pending before a federal administrative agency for consideration. Now, to our knowledge, we do not believe they have gone back to that practice, Posey told CNN regarding her claim of segregated classroom. My understanding is that they had changed to some degree, but there were rooms that were not diverse. Now, the segregated classrooms claim shook up the predominantly white and affluent community. It's also fueled a debate about whether the practice would even be considered legal or productive for the children. In the spring, two members of the Atlanta branch of the NAACP visited Maryland Elementary at Maryland Elementary to see whether there was merit to Posey's claims. Marilyn Barnett Waters, who at the time was the Georgia State Education Chair of the NAACP, told CNN she believed the school staged some of the classrooms for her visit. I saw African American students in two of the classes I saw. It also seemed like they were foreign to that class. Waters told CNN by phone Wednesday while recalling her visit. The black student weren't engaged with any of the other kids in the class. The white children seemed to have friends, but the two black girls were sitting there and it didn't seem like they knew each other. They kept watching me as if I was going to say something to them. Waters added that there were a lot of classes that were not in session, but of those she did see, she did not believe that the quality of education was really high. How many of you or your parents that are of all parents that are in your schools, that is in your children's school right now, and you have the same type of feeling that you feel that your children lack the quality of education that they need? Post in the comments and let me know because I want to know more. Also, how many of you have been in a situation just like this where you feel that your child is not engaged in the classroom because there are not other students that look like them? They are not the same skin tone as them. They may feel foreign because they don't feel comfortable in that classroom. Let me know in the comments. Now, she went on to say, Miss Waters said, I saw a lot of students without direct instructions. Now, in a statement to CNN, Atlanta Public Schools said Waters' assertion that the school setting was staged is totally fictional. Now, the principal was accommodating during the visit and answered all of Waters' questions, the district said. Now, when asked to give her impressions of what she observed during the visit, Dr. Waters stated that all she saw was a normal school day happening, according to the district. It is both troubling and disappointing that Dr. Waters has chosen to provide you with false statements that are an affront to the faculty and staff. Maryland Elementary School is number 14 in the state and first in the district for all test scores, according to Atlanta Public Schools. The school was founded in 1929, and there was a time in history when the school was all white. However, that's a problem. The school was all white. And it seems to me that this is still an issue in this Atlanta public school, Maryland Elementary. However, it's a point out in the CNN article by the mid to late 1990s, the racial demographics of the school were such that no classroom were all white or all black, according to APS. Now, the elementary school has 599 students in grades kindergarten through fifth grade, according to the Georgia Department of Education latest data. Of those, 60 students are black, according to the ethnicity race breakdown. Overall, Public schools in Atlanta are predominantly Black, according to recent data. As of October 2021, the racial demographics of Atlanta public school students are 72% Black, 16% white, 8% Hispanic, 3% two or more races, 1% Asian, and 0% American Indian. Now, it's just important. I thought it was alarming that you see right here Kelly Keela Pawsey that spoke with CNN about the situation, how her and her husband, who was a psychologist at the school, end up leaving based off on how she felt retaliation was made because she spoke up about the segregation. Let me just say this, people. It's so very important to be an advocate for change. Let me say that again. It's important to be an advocate for change. This is why it's so important for parents to be involved in your children's education. You want to make sure that your child is being educated properly. You want to make sure that your child is being treated properly. And you also want to make sure that your child is engaging properly, not only with the students, but with the teacher as well. So I implore all of my parents, especially if you're a minority, is to make sure that your child is protected at all costs, because it will be the difference maker on whether they get the treatment and the education that they need to fully succeed and unlock their better selves. Hey, thank you for joining in on the Affirmative Talk Show. I'm your host, Samuel Richardson III. Take care and always be blessed.